Apple made a huge update to the iPhone 15 camera. But can you even tell the difference? And is it worth the upgrade? Let's check it out. When Apple announced the iPhone 15 camera specs, I was surprised. Okay, I wasn't really surprised at all, since the leaks from months ago told us what the specs were actually going to be. So I coined it the 14S Pro. What does the S stand for? Stripped.
Naked.
No, not that kind of stripped. Apple took out the extra lens, ProMotion display, the always-on display, the stainless steel band, the second-gen sensor shift OIS, night mode portraits, macro video, Apple Pro RAW, and ProRes video. See? Stripped. But you know what?
Huh?
That's okay. I mean, you could find a great deal on a 14 Pro and get all that stuff if you need it. But you wouldn't get USB-C.
Oh, forget it.
But here's my question for you folks watching this video. So what I'm about to do is show you pictures from the 14 and the 15. I'm not going to tell you which is which, and I want you to decide in the comment section, don't skip ahead, and figure out which may be which. Now, I'm not going to switch left from right. I'm always going to have the photos. A is going to be one, and B is going to be the other, and I'm going to let you guys decide which you like, and then at the end of the video, I'll tell you which is which. I promise. Why did I just wink like I was gonna lie? I promise. So let's get to the photos. Wait. Before we start this video, there's one other thing that I show at the end of this video that is actually super important and super cool, so stick around. We're starting off with a super nice day, plenty of sun and clouds. Now, these photos all look great from both of these phones. The shaded areas with the mixed bright sky really didn't skimp on anything. I feel like it's a great balance on both of the phones. If there is one thing that I noticed is that A is a little bit less saturated than B. So let's go ahead and do a full screen of A first, because it might surprise you as much as it surprised me. Now I'm going to start with A and switch it over to B, and you can take a look as I start switching back and forth that B is just a little more warm, saturated, vibrant than A. As you can see, as it just keeps going back and forth, you'll notice it more and more in the colors of the leaves and the sky and the ground. It's just an overarching, just a little bit of a change. Now I want to do one more thing. As you take a look at photo B, this one is obviously a little bit more warm, but let's say you wanted A to look just like this or close to it. Here's A unedited, and I went ahead and I bumped up the saturation, the vibrance, and the warmth. Here it is edited on A. Let's go back to A unedited, and you can see that drops down and gets a little cooler again. So let's go ahead and I go back to A edited, and you see it's a little more vibrant, a little bit more warmth, what I added up. Let's jump over to B now. See how much closer they are? Here is the A edited again. And then you can jump back to B and see that it's really, really close. Now, I did that because I wanted to show you guys just by simply adjusting a little bit to what you have if you want to go a little warmer, a little cooler. These phones, whether it's the 14 or 15, because I haven't told you yet, you can adjust these as you set up your phone, whether you want to be more warm or you want to be more cool or whatever. There is options to do that. So keep in mind that if you're looking because you say, oh, this one is warmer than my other one, I like it more warm, you can adjust those things and save your money. So let's go ahead and jump over to some audio tests on the back cameras of these phones. So what we're doing now is we're testing out the microphone, the camera, the stability between these two. The 15 got a whole new setup, essentially the 14 Pro without the camera and a couple of different stability features. But it's pretty much, you know, just it's a beefed up camera. As far as the video goes, I don't know. Microphone, probably the same. So that's what we're testing out here today. I don't have the stability track on, or whatever you want to call it. I can put that on next to see what it's like. But right now, it's at one-time zoom, and I do feel like I have to hold my arm out pretty far on this. I've always thought that. I always felt like when I go to take a video, I feel like it's just too close at one-time zoom. So if I were to bump it up to 0.5, I feel like I could put my arm in a little easier. As a matter of fact, let's do that real quick. So if I go to the ultra wide right now, I mean, there's a lot of space around me, but I don't have my arm stretched out. And I just think that that's more comfortable. I can actually hold right underneath the cameras. And sorry, I just keep looking at everything that I'm holding on here. But it's much closer. In fact, I could be like right there. And I have a mirror that I'm looking at on the front of the phone. So sorry about that. But I mean, I'm literally right in front of me. Like I can touch. That's it. So I feel like with the 1X, sometimes it can be a little bit cumbersome trying to go all the way out. I mean, that's what it looks like with my arm out on the ultra wide. So interesting, huh? So let's start with the 1X here. This is the standard. I think they both look really good. Again, it's tough to tell a difference if B is a little more saturated. I don't know. It's when I went to the ultra wide angle that I felt like my face was a little bit more red, and it just seemed a little bit unbalanced. I don't know. That's just me. Now, as far as the audio goes, I feel like A was a little bit more concentrated, like had a little more noise canceling, and the B was just a little bit more open. But I don't want to say that it was worse. It was a little different. Now, they were side by side, so, take it with a grain of salt. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. And which phone is which? Now, most phones can take a great picture when the sun is out and the light is plentiful, and sometimes it's when you get those shades that it gets a little bit different. Here I have the roof hanging over and it's just a little bit darker, but the sun is there, but it's not. And the same thing goes for here as I go walking in a path. It's completely covered. It's still the same day. The sun is out with the clouds, and I wanted to get in a little less lighted area and see if it can kind of keep up the look. And I think they do. So here is just, something real close to the phone, and then in the background, I do feel like A did a better job with the clouds in the background with a change. It seems like B just kind of it out, but everything else looks great between the two of them. I don't think, I don't know. It could be different if I took the picture a second time. Here I went real close. I saw a ladybug, and I wanted to see as far as it focus on it, and then, kind of do that bokeh effect without using portrait mode on this. And I think they turned out really good. There are little different angles here because the phones were set up differently, but I think they did a pretty good job. Now here is the barn once again, and the same thing goes for the clouds here. I'm in the shade, there's no sun on me, and above I think A did the clouds a little better than B, but again, it's not the worst thing in the world. Here I did a close-up shot of the nature trail sign. Again, B just a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more warm on that. Did a great job focusing on both. Again, all preference. You can adjust these things as you're moving and editing your photos. Again, I don't think one looks any worse than the other when it comes to quality. They both did a really good job. And I'm going to turn back to a video test here. So which phone is which? Can you tell? All right, now we got the action mode on, and I'm just walking normal. I tend to be a little bit light-footed when I'm trying to shoot video, and I don't want it to be shaky. Like right now I'm shaking the camera. And I know that this action mode is just insane what it can do. It is shooting 2.8K, so not 4K, but I think that's okay. And it's at 0.5, so it's the ultra wide lens that it's using, which helps with the stability around. It can punch in when it needs to. But if I start running, you can see, well, I'm shaking it and it's not moving. So I know that it's not moving because I saw the 14 last year. So not much has changed between this year and last year. I don't think it's going to be any better or any worse. I hope it's not any worse, but I don't think it's really going to be that much better. So, and the funny thing is what I'm looking at right now, when I do the ultra wide shot, I can, bring it into here. That's where I was holding it before. And you can already tell that the action mode is already punching in on the ultra wide. So, I mean, that's good. You want to be able to stabilize everything. So how does it look? How does it sound? Comment down below and let me know. So in the middle of September, I went to a Phillies game, and it was rainy, cloudy, and cold all day. And I took the cameras with me to get less than perfect conditions while taking photos. And again, I think these did a great job. I even see less of a difference here between these two. As it got a little darker in the night, the lights on, I think they both did a really good job in the lower light. Yeah, obviously there's plenty of light from the artificial lights and everything, but I think the phones did a really good job here. As you can see the person in the front, and then the players in the back, and then just more behind that. And both phones did a great job. I can't say which is which at this point. Can you? Let's go ahead and jump over to some more video tests, this time from the front of the phone. All right, so I jumped over to the obligatory front-facing shot, which I think most people will probably be using their phones like this. You can keep yourself centered, you know what's going on, and you're not like standing over here or moving over here or have the phone like this. You can see what's going on. The front-facing quality on cameras is just, it's gotten so much better over the years, and I don't, looking at the two of them right now, I can see a little bit of a difference. Not a bad thing, because look, there's so much you can do with the setup of these and post and all different things. You can lighten it up and bring it down and just, it's not a bad video per se. It's different. And I think every year they swap it around. Now, what do you guys think? I think the front-facing camera definitely looks the same, quality-wise. I'm saying from coloring and everything. Now, I notice that I'm getting towards the dark here, and that damn gnat won't leave me alone. That the getting a little dark because it's got more saturation around it, and with this being a little bit lighter. So if you're going into a not a dimly lit, I just figure it's lower as I go into the woods here. But I don't know. That's actually interesting. I kind of picked up a little bit there. There it goes. Now for the moment of truth, and hopefully many of you stuck around. Did you make your guess? And which did you like better? I'm not going to make you wait any longer than I already have. A is the iPhone 14, and B is the iPhone 15. Did you guess right? Now, I do have one last thing that I wanted to show you guys who stuck around, and this is actually super cool. I decided to zoom in on the photo of that barn, and you can really see the difference between the 12 megapixel of the 14 and the 48 megapixel of the 15. You can definitely see here that it's much sharper in the 15, and it kind of brings out the colors. So I think that might be one of the reasons why it's just a little bit different. What do you guys think? Now, this is super nice, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, we post these photos online, and social media sites just crush the hell out of the resolution, and they look damn near the same anyway. However, if you were to take one of these photos and print them, maybe blow it up a little bit, I think you're really gonna like the 48 megapixel much better. These non-pro phones have really stepped up their game. It kind of has me thinking about which phone I wanna keep. How about you? What reasons do you use to update your phone? Go ahead and check out this video right here, and I can answer some of those questions. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Have a great day. See ya.